Queen Sylvie of the multiple award-winning The Queen Sylvie Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Sylvie or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah.
Are you tired of driving around a dirty car? Say hello to the ultimate solution for your car. Quick Auto Detail, home, work, or wherever. Their mobile car spa will clean and shine your car anytime and anywhere. Their products are gentle on your car's paint, and they use only the highest quality materials. Book your appointment now.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
Absolutely. Let's rock, and roll. This is Smooth Tim, and thank you so very much for dropping in and spending another Wednesday with me on Tim's Tidbits. I sure appreciate it. And I hope everybody so far has had a terrific week. And, it's been really nice. The weather's been a little bit crisp up here in the north, almost more like fall weather. I don't know how it's going on really around the entire country, but hey, I'm not going to complain because it's still above ground. And that's the most important thing, right? Any regards, hey, there's still lots going on around the world. I see that Ukraine is now starting to push into Russia, still has its eye on Taiwan. And guess what? As the U.S. military likes to do, hey, we're going to have some joint exercises with Taiwan, too, because Big Brother will protect you. So there's all kinds of things going on around the world as far as, a little bit of hostility towards one another, and we could chill that out. And in fact, it's even invaded the U.S. We are at the middle of the National Democratic Convention, which is going on in Chicago this week. Last 2 weeks ago was the Republican Convention. That was in Milwaukee, right? So, and you had protesters here and there, for anti-Israel and all this other stuff. So, hey, if you want to exercise your voice in that particular setting, all I can say is don't be violent. Let your voice be heard in a silent and effective manner. Otherwise, hey, it's not going to go well for you. Trust me. How about some shout-outs from the listeners last week in Australia, France, Ireland, Africa, Poland, Germany, Mexico, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Hey, folks, we appreciate it. Certainly do. You turned on in. Okay, and I believe that's about it. And let's get right into the meat and potatoes of the show. And let's start out with what we can call Money Watch. And there is a company called National Public Data. National Public Data is kind of like a warehouse of information on people. And they got themselves hacked. And which really potentially means that everybody's social security number has been compromised. Check this out.
A major hack followed by a leak means some of your most sensitive personal information may already be exposed.
And we are talking about social security numbers and more. Fox 5's Josh Rosenthal tonight in Northwest with what you need to know.
Your social security number, my social security number, all of our social security numbers potentially hacked.
Is this legit that every American's social security number may be out there?
Yeah, it's very possible.
Here's the deal. A group of hackers reportedly claims to have stolen nearly 3 billion records of personal information, including names, social security numbers, and addresses. Then, it was all leaked. It's believed the information comes from a business called National Public Data, which, according to its website, is used by other companies to obtain criminal records, background checks, and more.
I think people should be very upset about this. They should ask, why is this company, why do they have all of that information? And when they had it, who was making sure that they were protecting it?
Lou Raban, CEO of Cyber Defense Group, told us this is a big deal and Americans should be concerned. However, he also acknowledged that because this type of thing seems to happen so frequently, a lot of people, including some we talked to Wednesday in Northwest, have what Raban refers to as breach fatigue.
I try to be concerned, but it's really difficult nowadays. Like, it's impossible.
You kind of feel like your information's already out there.
Yeah, I think so.
You almost feel like there's so many different ways that they come after you for information, and once they get that social security number, they can do so much with it. You are in such a compromised position if they would decide to take out, loans and or credits or, something like that on your social security number. A little bit of research, I'm sure if they went to Facebook or some other sites that you have exposed your date of birth and other information. So, hey, one thing that I would recommend, and again, this isn't the first time we've talked about you getting scammed, get into a credit monitoring system, whether it be Credit Karma, which is free to you, and you'll at least be able to look and see if somebody took out a loan in your name or whatever the particulars are. You'll be able to monitor your own as well, and your own credit score, which if somebody gets a hold of your credit, hey, good luck. One other thing that they're doing also is still going after your ATM cards. And in fact, Chase Bank has had an issue with this, and it's not the same as the little skimmer that they put inside the machine. Check this out, and let's talk about this one too.
A 7 on Your Side story about a new type of ATM fraud has exploded on the internet. Scammers using glue and the ATM tap feature have been draining bank accounts.
Yeah, now more victims have come forward saying it happened to them as well. I know I've been telling people about it, Michael. This story's really struck a nerve.
Everywhere I go, people are talking about this. It's amazing. And look, this scam has so many moving parts. It starts with thieves pouring glue into the card reader. That forces consumers to use a tap function, setting up a domino effect.
That guy scammed me last night at the ATM machine.
Pamela Bongiorno showed us how thieves got her money at this ATM.
I inserted my card. It didn't work.
A man in line told her she could tap her card instead, and it worked. She got her cash, walked off, but the next day, a shock.
Why is my account almost $1,000 less?
She found 3 more withdrawals on her account, $940 gone.
I'm like, that happened to me.
Stephanie Berry was amazed to see our story about Pamela and Rob Bell.
I didn't think anything of it. I thought he was just using the ATM.
And Justin Sindelar.
My initial reaction was, wait a second. I definitely did not withdraw that much money.
All used the tap feature at this ATM. All found their accounts drained after they left.
I was so mad. I was like, that happened to me. I knew I should have called 7 on Your Side when it happened.
Stephanie says she tapped her phone at that ATM to withdraw $20, then hurried off because a man was lurking nearby.
But I didn't know if he was being a creep or what he was doing.
Seconds later, a fraud alert on her phone. Did she just withdraw $600? She replied no, but a little too late. $400 was already gone.
And he said, it'll work. I just got money from there. You have to tap it.
The card reader didn't work when Gary Lee used that ATM. Then a man nearby insisted on helping.
He grabbed my card. Somebody behind me said, it'll work.
The stranger tapped Gary's card for him. Gary got his cash, walked off. The next day, all but $5 was gone.
They put glue in the card reader of the ATM machines.
The bank manager told Pamela that scammers pour glue into the slot so victims have to tap. By tapping, the transaction window stays open even after the cash comes out. So, if a customer walks off without closing the window, a thief can simply step up and make more withdrawals. Chase said customers should wait for this screen. Do you want to do something else? Click No to close out the sessions. The tap feature does require entering a PIN for each transaction, but thieves have clearly found a way to capture the PINs. Chase said cover the keypad when you enter your PIN, look for signs of any tiny cameras, and don't talk to anyone in line. If anybody's coming up to you at an ATM, they know they're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And there you have it. Shouldn't be anybody hanging around. You don't need anybody's assistance to get your money. And definitely if something seems a little bit off about the machine, you know, we talked about with the skimmer devices, if the slot where you put your card seems to be a little loose or it seems to have been tampered with, something's wrong. If you're not able to put your card inside the reader and, you know, normally you shop at that particular bank or you transact at that particular bank and something's wrong. Go inside, bring it to the attention of somebody, but don't get yourself scammed. There are too many people. And again, get yourself on a credit monitoring system, please. Another thing thieves are doing, and this is kind of interesting, and I guess this is probably important for anybody. It may not be important for everybody, but if you happen to be living a semi-upscale neighborhood or into a upscale neighborhood, what thieves are doing now is going to Google Earth. And you say, why on earth would they go to Google Earth? Well, it gives them a real quick way to do some reconnaissance on your property. Check it out.
It's something we've seen a lot of lately. Burglaries, break-ins, and home invasions on the rise all across Southern California. Many of these guys casing neighborhoods ahead of time, some of them perhaps even using digital tools to do it. Consequently, some residents now choosing to blur their homes completely on Google Maps, giving potential thieves less material to work with.
Well, I didn't even know about it. I've never heard of that, and I think that's a great idea.
Riverside Police Officer Ryan Railsback saying anything homeowners can do to deter thieves is probably a good idea.
Criminals are coming up with new and innovative ways to do their job. We need to be up on how to better do ours, and that is a very good way for people to protect their homes.
So how can you blur your home or business on Google Maps? Well, it's actually a pretty easy process to get started. First, find your home or place of business on Google Maps, go to the lower right corner of the screen and click on Report a Problem. You can then choose what you want blurred, answer a couple of questions, and then request Google to make the change.
What a great idea to harden your target, meaning to make your residents a little more anonymous so that people can't see what you have or what your house looks like.
Law enforcement expert Bruce Thomas says it's also important to have proper signage outside your home, indicating whether you have cameras, an alarm system, or even a guard dog. Consider this another one of those kinds of tools.
Do you think that bad actors out there could really be using Google Maps to case neighborhoods?
Absolutely.
I would say yes on some of your higher end gangs. They're probably using all sorts of social media tools to gain intelligence, just as we as police officers do.
Rob McMillan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
What do you think of that? So there you can pull some reconnaissance on your neighbor's property, or whatever potential property you're looking at, but that's insane. Yeah, you know, you think about it. Yeah, so it may be imperative to you just to keep people out of your business, you know, and have them, you know, blur your home. They don't need to look at it. If somebody wants to look at it, they can make an appointment through a realtor, right? Any regards, hey, keeping up with Money Watch and what's going on around the U.S. economy. Earlier I had mentioned Milwaukee because the Republicans had their convention there. But more than interesting, and what Milwaukee's probably most noted for, besides being a German town and having good beer and probably bratwurst, is Harley Davidson. And Harley Davidson Motor Company seems to be thinking outside the box, so maybe not outside the box. Maybe they're just thinking corporate greed. I don't know. You let me know what you think.
Workers at the Harley-Davidson plant in Menominee Falls heading into the weekend with a feeling of uncertainty. The Milwaukee Icon today announced it will move more production from the U.S. to Thailand. Waukesha County reporter Rebecca Clough spoke to workers about the mood on the factory floor.
The workers I spoke to did not want to be identified. They told me they're scared about their jobs and
calls. We met some workers, though, who say they're feeling things are anything but normal.
How are people feeling in there?
Pretty nervous. Harley Davidson said it's moving more production from its Wisconsin and Pennsylvania plants to Thailand. The workers I spoke to say right now the company isn't telling them if jobs will eventually go too.
You think jobs are leaving, but they don't want to say how many.
Harley Davidson refused an on-camera interview, but says this is a temporary transition and just for model year 25. But one of the plant's unions is angry. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Union says the company vowed never to build any bikes overseas for the U.S. market. The IAM union statement said Harley Davidson has backtracked on that promise. Harley Davidson disagrees, also saying this does not have an impact on employment at U.S. facilities. But workers are feeling different.
Inside the plant, like, what is everybody thinking?
It's coming.
It's coming.
We can see the writing on the wall.
There are around 600 workers inside this Menominee Falls plant. Harley Davidson recently ratified contracts with their unions back in April.
Interesting. I don't know, folks. What do you think? Production going outside of the United States like that. I don't know what to think. Especially with a manufacturer like Harley Davidson, which is, isn't that like red, white, and blue, all American? That's what it's all about. And who knows what's going to happen to the quality of the bike? Who knows what's going to happen to the workers? And apparently Harley Davidson doesn't give a crap. So, hey, let's move on past Harley. One thing I did want to mention is I had looked up some statistics when I seen that about Harley Davidson. And did you know that more than 90% of North American companies have relocated production or outsourcing over the past 5 years? 90%. And they cite, geopolitical unsettlement, high U.S. Tariffs on stuff. That's what they say is driving them to move away. And, who knows? My answer to that is, if you don't like it, hey, too bad, and I'm going to impose some big-ass tariffs on your ass so that when you bring this stuff back into the U.S., you're going to pay through the nose, and you're not going to have saved yourself a damn dime by screwing over workers here in the United States and also probably compromising the quality of the product that you're selling to U.S. customers, which is now no longer U.S. made. That's just seriously sad. Anyhow, hey, let's move on, and I'll stop bragging on Harley Davidson for just a moment. And let's get into what's going on in the courts right now with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. And I'm sure everybody has felt the pinch, whether you want to go to a concert or a sports event. It is costing you a fortune. And a lot of the times now what they're doing when it comes to the Live Nation Ticketmaster scheme is, they're monitoring, sales. And if sales are super tough and going big time, well, they're going to jack up the price of that particular concert and or event. So some people's taking them to court, and check this out, see what's going on.
Hi, Sharon, Micah. Tonight, Pearl Jam is at the Kia Forum. And if you know a little bit about 90s grunge or music history, they tried to take down Ticketmaster as a monopoly, even testifying in front of Congress in 1994. A lot of fans say, well, that fell on deaf ears because now tickets are skyrocketing. Junk fees, the Biden administration is looking into it. And now they're looking at how Live Nation owns the venues and Ticketmaster controls the ticketing for those venues. 70% of music and entertainment now in the hands of Live Nation and Ticketmaster. Pearl Jam couldn't take down the monopoly in 1994, but maybe a different fan base can now. Could Taylor Swift fans be the driving force behind the upheaval of an entertainment monopoly? In 2022, a group of the singer's fans sued Ticketmaster and Live Nation when the company put concert tickets for sale for her sold-out Eras tour. People spent hours trying to get a ticket to no avail. The lawsuit alleged Ticketmaster was involved in antitrust violations, deceptive practices, fraud, and price fixing during that pre-sale event. Now it seems the Department of Justice may side with Swifties. The DOJ is expected to file an antitrust lawsuit Thursday against Live Nation, the owner of Ticketmaster. They claim antitrust, at least in part due to the market dominance of the company's Ticketmaster unit. Lawmakers have grilled the Live Nation CEO, alleging the company has a monopoly on entertainment access, shutting down rival sellers and negatively impacting musicians and fans by setting prices for concerts and events.
And yeah, call it what you will. I call that corporate greed, price gouging. It's getting ridiculous. You can't afford to go to a football game, a baseball game, a concert. I mean, you know, especially when they start getting into the thousands of dollars just because of demand. Yeah, that's wrong. What happened to the good old days when we used to be able to go down to the record store? Some of y'all may be a little too young for this. We used to be able to walk down to the record shop and get our tickets. And, you know, you had your ticket, you paid $15, $20, $30, whatever the price of the particular event was. And you didn't have anybody, you know, gouging you. You know, you had people, obviously, that were, you know, hawking tickets outside the concert, but other than that, hey. Anyhow, speaking of people price gouging and, definitely price gouging, I'm talking about Disney. If you try to get down there, it's going to cost you just a fortune, a absolute fortune to stay there and to, you know, take the family on a vacation. I think that you're upwards of, you know, like a 3-night stay, about $5,000-$6,000 to go to Disney. But, you know, the one thing that you must definitely keep in mind, if you ever decide to go to Disney World, Disneyland, Euro Disney, or Japan Disney, wherever one, just make sure that you don't get hurt, and especially maybe get sick, and especially rather if you are a Disney Plus member. Check it out.
Good evening, I'm Dick Brennan.
Welcome back. I'm Christine Johnson. Disney's response to a grieving Long Island family's lawsuit has the family vowing to fight on. The company asked a Florida court to throw out the suit because of fine print on its Disney app.
Carolyn Gussoff covers Long Island and spoke with loved ones of the woman who suffered a fatal allergy attack after eating at a Disney restaurant.
This has been a profound loss for everyone.
She was basically ripped from our lives, and it's a tragedy.
Amy Tang Swan, an NYU Langone physician from Plainview, was vigilant, says her best friend, when she dined out. Her severe dairy and nut allergy always communicated.
It would not only be her that would make the staff aware, it would be whoever was with her, and when we would reiterate.
According to her husband's lawsuit in October at the Disney Springs restaurant, Raglan Road, the waiter guaranteed certain foods could be made allergen-free and confirmed several more times. She died soon after from anaphylaxis due to elevated levels of dairy and nuts in her system. Her cousin, attorney Peter Gaetano, calls Disney's response shocking and absurd because years earlier, her husband Jeffrey Piccolo signed up for Disney Plus. He signed away his rights to sue.
She was stolen from him, and now, in effect, what Disney's doing is trying to steal his day in court, and that's a fundamental right that we all have.
Disney cites fine print in the agreement, which requires users to arbitrate all disputes with the company. It claims Piccolo also okayed a similar agreement more recently when he bought Epcot tickets online.
This would create just a horrific and horrible precedent. If you open up your phone and look down at all the services and things that you subscribe.
Right? Talk about a screw job. Well, I'm sorry that your mother, father, child, whatever, got sick, injured, and or died because it was all our fault. But you should have never signed up for Disney Plus. You're bad. Too bad. I'm like, what the? Disney. That's just pure out greed, and you talk about not really caring for their customers. That goes to show you that Disney really does not care about you. They care about the dollar that you bring in the place. Anyhow, hey, about a month ago, I guess it has been, Gavin Newsom, right? That's the governor of California, signed this law to whereas municipalities now have the ability to get homeless off the streets, get them off the streets, get them somewhere else. Well, they found that somewhere else, and you know what? Not too bad in my book.
New at 5, officials in parts of L.A. have started to use their new power to clear out homeless encampments, but an encampment at the beach is now quickly growing, and locals are not happy about it.
Fox 11's Haley Winslow joining us live from Playa del Rey with more. Haley.
Christine and Marla, this of course comes on the heels of Grant Pass versus Johnson, which gives cities the authority to be able to clear encampments like this one. And neighbors say it is needed because oftentimes it's complete lawlessness out here with very little enforcement. Beachfront living for free. Some say they're living the dream.
So these homeless people are showering. You've got soap all over them.
While a half a mile away, Playa del Rey homeowners fork over millions for the same view.
That's just not fair. Maybe I could just set up a tent and live on the beach.
Lucy Hahn co-founded a community nonprofit called Friends of the Jungle, and she's fed up.
The encampments are huge now. They're probably 3 tents long, so it's basically a house right on the beach.
The number of tents popping up on the beach just keeps growing and bringing trouble along with it. Trash, drugs,
fire and tent right next to the lifeguard tower.
Illegal fires that gusty onshore winds could carry to the bone-dry bluff above.
The unhoused there are pretty aggressive. There's one that's on the side of the bluff, and they throw rocks at people. We've seen needles.
Next to that tent, behind this maintenance building, possibly the most jaw-dropping. For the past couple years, squatters have taken over this abandoned home. It may not have the white picket fence, but it is gated, free, and they've gotten quite cozy.
I have a lot of compassion and empathy. I don't know what the answer is to this, but I'm also confused because I know the state of California has allocated over $3 billion for the homeless, and where has that money gone?
Where's the dollars?
What have they done with it?
So the beach is technically state-owned, leased to the city, and maintained by the county, which is why leaders are often pointing fingers at each other. And homeless that we've talked to say, if I'm going to live on the streets, might as well live at the beach. Really, it's kind of a perfect paradise, waking up on the soft sand, showering in the ocean, and watching the sunset over the Pacific every night.
Sounds like a great place to me. I mean, my God. And you live for free, beachfront property, sunsets. Oh, my goodness. What a great life. So they solved their homeless problem inside some of the municipalities. Unfortunately, when it comes to their beaches, they've got some type of quagmire going on to where, well, the city's responsible, the county's responsible, the township's responsible, because everybody decided they wanted to, get their part of it. You just created a huge mess. Now, you've got residents. I guess I would complain too if I've got a $3.5 million home, and right in front of my home I've got one of the tents that was all painted up like that, and the guy, chucking rocks at people. Yeah, that would be, and I'd be irritated too, I guess, if the police could refuse because of some type of jurisdictional debate to do anything about it. Unbelievable. Anyhow, hey, let's move on, and this part coming up, let's call it Dirty Donald. Some time ago, Trump, I think it was back in 2016, as a matter of fact, so it's been, but he likes to keep bringing this up. A retired veteran who had received the Purple Heart gave it to Trump, and he's like, that's the best thing that I never earned, right? And seriously, wait till you hear this. And and a lot of the debate comes to when he gave out the Medal of Valor, and he got a lot of backlash. He had gave the presidential Medal of Freedom, rather, the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Dr. Marian Addison. And Addison, she's the widow of a huge Sheldon Adderton, who is just a huge Republican supporter, billionaire. So, yeah, she received the Medal of Freedom on his behalf for, I guess, because he was a billionaire, and he made a comparison to the Purple Heart, and the guy just doesn't know when to shut the hell up. But check this out.
Donald Trump is a draft dodger, a coward.
I had deferments because of college, like a lot of people did. Numerous deferments because of college.
When 58,000 men gave their lives in Vietnam, Trump was the spoiled rich kid who faked bone spurs.
I had a foot thing, and I had deferment for that.
He mocked men who fought, bragging that cruising New York for sex and avoiding STDs was his own Vietnam.
It is your personal Vietnam, isn't it?
It is my personal
It is. You've
Vietnam.
said that many
I feel
times.
like a great and very brave soldier.
Trump called veterans suckers and losers. He mocked POW John McCain.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay?
Donald Trump, a coward, a criminal.
I always wanted to get the Purple Heart. This was much easier.
Stand up for America.
And when we fight, we win!
Yeah, it was much easier. You didn't have to do anything. You could draft, dodge. I got bone spurs. And get it from a vet who really actually earned it, Don. So, you should be ashamed of yourself for even bragging that you got a Purple Heart. Anyhow, speaking of bragging, and Donnie, since we're on Dirty Don for a moment, he always loves to talk about, what a great job he does in business and or as the president. And one of the things that we need to focus on, and it keeps climbing continuously, is our national debt. So let's talk about a little bit of money management. And Trump, during his term, approved $8.4 trillion of borrowing during his term, and $4.8 trillion excluding actually the CARES Act, for COVID relief and that. Biden, however, in his first 3 years, has approved $4.3 trillion and $2.2 for the American Rescue Plan. So, there's a big difference. Trump put his $8.4 trillion into the national debt. Biden so far has put us $2.2 trillion. So you're right. Trump does a better job of putting us in debt. Trump also does a better job of just being a horrible, horrible businessman. Check it out.
The story of Lil Donald Trump and the very big list of failed businesses. In 1989, Trump borrowed $250 million to buy an airline. Trump's planes were so badly taken care of, they suffered a minor crash. Lil Donny, of course, blamed the previous owners. It went out of business in just 2 years. Lil Donny tried to open a bottled water company. He lied and told people it was the purest water from a secret spring. It was tap water from Pennsylvania. The company collapsed in 2010. Trump, the board game. Donald tried to sell his board game with Milton Bradley, who sold so few copies they pulled it from the shelves in 1989. Later, Trump tried to re-release it during The Apprentice and sold even fewer. Trump Mortgage LLC ceased operations in 2007. GotTrump.com, a travel site, ceased operations in 2007. Trump Steaks, a brand of steak and other meats, discontinued sales 2 months after its launch. TrumpNet, a telephone communication company, ran out of money before it even launched. Trump Tower Tampa turned out to be a scam, but Trump walked away with millions. Trump University was an utter criminal disaster that scammed thousands out of their money. Trump Vodka failed due to a lack of sales. Trump Fragrances was pulled from shelves for extraordinarily low sales. Who the fuck wants to smell like a full 2-day-old diaper anyway? Trump Mattresses shut down for low sales. Lil Donny's casinos were utter disasters. The Trump Castle and Marina bankrupt and sold. Trump Plaza Hotel bankrupt, closed and demolished. The Trump World's Fair bankrupt and demolished. Trump 29 in Coachella? He was kicked out of that one for incompetence. It's also worth noting that at this time, Trump was removed from control of the company. He agreed to step down quietly, but that damage was done. Yet during his time as chairman, he took the stock of the company from $35 a share down to 17 cents. Because little Donnie Trump's only claim to fame, that he's a good business boy, is also one of his biggest lies.
Yeah, facts are facts. Part of what I do for you. I said, hey, I'm here to inform you, not to influence you. So I like to give you the other side of the story that some of the other networks, you're not going to catch that on Fox, Newsmax, some of these others about all these failures. You're going to hear nothing but pats on the back. But anyhow, also, yeah, you know what, that I want to go back to, and I forgot to mention that, and I find it interesting that the guy that, the woman that he gave the Medal of Freedom to, her husband, the billionaire, was also a huge supporter of Israel. So it makes you wonder, where's Don stand on that particular debate with what's going on in the Middle East? We'll see. Hopefully we won't see, but in any event. Hey, here's some good news and maybe some bad news. Let me look at it both ways. Bad news is that the U.S. Army has a white supremacist in its midst. The good thing is they got to him before he could do any real damage, but check this out anyhow.
His name is Kai Liam Nix. He's a 20-year-old soldier at Fort Liberty, what used to be Fort Bragg. But what hate group researchers discovered was that he was leading a double life. Kai Liam Nix, investigators discovered, was part of the Patriot Front, a white supremacist group that created a scene last month with its march through downtown Nashville. And investigators recently discovered that when Gabrielle Hansen showed up at a candidates forum last fall in the company of neo-Nazis, Nix was providing support on the right-wing social media app called Telegram.
Well, Kai Liam Nix, we found operating a Telegram channel called Appalachian Archives, which was later rebranded to American Archives. And it's a Telegram channel that was rife with neo-Nazi content.
Jeff Tischhauser, senior researcher with the Southern Poverty Law Center, identified Nix after months of investigation after getting leaked documents from independent researchers.
But essentially, Kai was working behind the scenes, doxing people, so providing sensitive material about journalists, about activists that were engaged in trying to stop Hansen's campaign.
Among its posts, Appalachian Archives posted a photo of the home of a Franklin attorney who had criticized the hate groups, as well as info about the operator of the progressive Tennessee Holler news site and photos from a neo-Nazi protest outside the home of a journalist from a national website who had covered the Hansen campaign. The protesters held up a sign declaring freedom of press is not freedom of consequence.
Bill, this guy was the one targeting you, making the threats, demanding that you post this video.
After one of the neo-Nazis recorded an interview with a member of Hansen's campaign, Appalachian Archives warned me of consequences if I did not comply with their demands to air the video. The post ended, "This is our only warning. Always watching, always listening, always near."
It takes a lot to shock me, particularly, in this world of tracking neo-Nazis. But that's something that was truly shocking to see.
As a result of Tischhauser's investigation, the FBI just arrested Nix for unlawful firearms trafficking, for selling 2 stolen weapons, and lying about his hate group ties on his background check for the U.S. Army. And tonight, the U.S. Army says Nix has now been kicked out of the service following his arrest. As for that social media account, Jeff Tischhauser said it also posted what were essentially how-to guides for waging war against the United States while he's serving the United States.
That's very...
Is that sad as it gets? That is super sad, and yeah, that's the same group. Let's go back sometime, because they were, that is that group that did that military action, or whatever you want to call it, Proud Boys. That's been some time back. And remember what the gentleman that we just talked about, Dirty Don, said about those guys? There's good people on both sides. So we just had a clip, a brief preview rather, of what Don considers one of the good guys. Anyhow, hey, let's move on to what I'm always getting requests for, and everybody seems to really like, is I don't know why, but it is our Asshole Award. Who is this week's biggest asshole? Well, let me say that this was a good week for assholes. So we have multiple assholes on today's show, and the first one that we're going to preview is let's call it a food truck operator who thought it may be kind of a good idea, maybe not a good idea, to stage a robbery so that he could collect insurance. I don't know what. Check it out.
Caught on camera and caught in a lie. The Tulare County Sheriff's Office says a food truck owner staged a robbery and committed insurance fraud. The crime landed him and another man in jail.
Action News reporter Kate Nemrich joins us now live in the studio with how detectives say the failed fraud went down. Kate?
Warren, Margot, the Tulare County Sheriff's Office released this surveillance video of what they now say is a staged robbery. This took place on August 2nd, but the suspected man behind the plan wasn't arrested until today. The video now causing a lot of talk online and around town in Visalia.
Honestly, kind of crazy, but you can't really put anything past people these days, so.
I thought it was crazy. You hear about that happening in like big cities and like on TV or something like that, but for somebody to do that kind of like fraud here in Visalia, like you don't see that happening a lot.
The Tulare County Sheriff's Office says they were called out to Caldwell and 99 in Visalia on August 2nd for a robbery of a taco truck. The owner, Pablo Serrano, told deputies 2 men took more than $800 in cash and an $80,000 pickup truck he uses to tow his food trailer, even handing over this surveillance video to officers showing the crime. While reviewing the video, another call came in.
And almost simultaneously, we got a call for a vehicle on fire in the Lynn Cove Woodlake area.
Lieutenant Gunderman says while responding, they found Juan Mendez walking down the road not far from the truck. They quickly tied the truck back to Serrano and Mendez to the surveillance video. Mendez was arrested, and that's when Lieutenant Gunderman says he revealed the plot.
At that point, detectives were led to believe that a meeting had taken place a couple weeks prior on July 19th. They were able to confirm that that meeting did take place via video surveillance.
The next day, investigators say Serrano made an insurance claim for his burned vehicle. Just days before he was arrested, Serrano posted this video to Instagram, saying he had spoken to a detective about the case and that he had spent the day following the incident in the hospital. The sheriff's office referring to the crime online as nacho-typical crime, cashing in on the puns, but not taking false reports lightly.
That they were blatantly taking advantage of the system, from the insurance company to the law enforcement officers to the arson investigators. It's disheartening that people try to cheat the system that way.
Serrano was arrested on charges of conspiracy to commit a crime, arson, and insurance fraud. He is being held on a $150,000 bond. Mendez was also arrested for conspiracy and arson. His bond is $50,000. Deputies are looking for a third person for questioning, but have not released a name. Warren?
Genius, genius, genius. And then you post everything and you hand over information, and I mean, wow. Anyhow, yeah, those were three geniuses at work, obviously. Anyhow, let's get into another asshole of the week. You think that one would be hard to top, right? But no. Everybody has possibly a Karen in their neighborhood and or know a Karen. Karen I'm referring to is a person who has some type of privilege and put themselves above you, and kind of person that wants to tell you all about it. Anyhow, this particular 80-year-old Karen got herself arrested. Check this out.
A 12-year-old kid is happily riding his bike on the sidewalk when he's confronted by a neighbor.
Get the hell off the sidewalk now.
Excuse me?
Get off the sidewalk.
Please don't touch me. Why'd you just hit me?
Want me to hit you again?
What the is wrong with you?
She's furious he's riding on the sidewalk and heads to the young man's front door to speak to his mom, Whitney Gregory.
You hit my child?
Yes, she did.
Listen to what the elderly lady says.
He tried to run us down on the sidewalk.
I did not.
And lied to us.
But video from his GoPro camera tells a different story. He stopped his bike well before reaching her.
It's a great thing that there's a camera strapped to his chest.
Good.
Right now.
Come on, boy. Just get it on. Let me
Get
see
away
it.
from me.
Come on.
Get away
Come
from
on.
me.
The crazy encounter unfolded in this upscale gated community of Santa Ana, California, where the average home costs $1.5 million. You had specifically told Jeffrey, please ride on the sidewalk. Tell me why.
Yes, as you can see, he still has a scab from almost getting hit by a car. He had to stop really fast and flew off of his bike and got pretty scraped up. So I was a little bit paranoid, and I said, Jeffrey, please just stay on the sidewalk. I don't want you out in the street.
You have a camera on. Why in the world would you have a camera?
Because I had just got it that day, and I was trying to record a cool video of us riding around together.
It's not the first run-in the family and others in the neighborhood have had with the woman who's a member of the local homeowners association. After looking at the video, the mom called police, and they charged the 80-year-old neighbor with assault.
I was a little disappointed that they didn't take her to jail. I kind of thought that, you know, hitting a minor is something that you should probably get arrested for.
Her name is Susan Garcia, and on social media today, she's being dubbed Sidewalk Karen. She didn't answer when I came to her door.
I wonder why.
Riding on the sidewalk is illegal in many places.
You're not really supposed to ride your bicycle on the sidewalk, but unless you're in willful disregard of somebody's safety, it's not a violation of the law. The video shows he wasn't at fault, she was the aggressor.
Why'd you just hit me?
Right? Oh, there you go. Told you I had another good Karen for you. That's hard to believe that I gave you two fantastic assholes, male and female. I decided to spread it around. We're not going to be partial in any one way and or the other, but I do have one more for you. And sometimes you ever think that you wonder what kind of pep talk this coach might be giving your kid over on the sideline? Let's dip in and find out.
Okay, but I want to make this is our last night.
Everyone understand? Last game of the season. Aiden, eyes on me. Aiden, eyes on me. I want to make sure you guys remember what our goals are when we step on this field. Jackson with an X. What's one of our goals when we step on this field?
To do your best stick.
Okay, not even close. Blaine with a Y. Blaine's not here. Blaine, did you get over that bloody nose you got? Okay, good. What's one of our goals when we step on this field?
We do our best and try to win.
I like the second half. Nate, you got another one? Rylan, you don't have any other goals. Aiden?
Get out.
Okay, negative, Ghost Rider. All right. Did we learn anything this season?
Yes.
Our goals, no, not even close. Our goals are, listen, our goals are to hit dingers. Everybody better have their eyes on me. Eyes on me, Rylan. Hit dingers. Disgrace the pitcher's family. Make the other players cry and stomp their butts into the ground. Does everyone understand that? Does everybody understand that?
It looks like
look, fellas, look. There are two types of people in this world. There's two types of people in this world. There's winners and there's losers. And just so that we're clear, every time we step on this field, our goal is to be a winner. And if your dad has said, oh, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just as long as you have fun, well, I hate to say it, your dad's a loser. Okay? So let's get our hands in. That team's pretty good, but we are gooder. So let's go gooder on 3. Let's go gooder on 3. Here we go. Hands in. Hands in. Hands in. Come on, talk to your English teacher here. Gooder on 3. 1, 2, 3. Gooder! All right.
Jack.
Told you.
You're gonna keep
What a major league asshole. Yeah, if your dad says that winning is the only thing, and if your dad says that, get out there and just have fun, that your dad's a loser. My kid would be off that team in a minute. Trust me, that coach would miss my kid. What an idiot. Anyhow, hey, let's keep moving on, because another part of the show that I really enjoy is, dude, what the fuck? So sometimes you seriously come across some things and you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck? This goes to show you that how brazen some thieves really can be.
And we begin today with a new warning. Thieves going to great lengths to steal copper wire, not only impacting service to some neighborhoods, but putting their own lives at risk.
Can you believe that? Tonight, WFAA's Teresa Woodard has a new plea from police that if you see something, say something.
And these criminals, they don't care about anything other than themselves.
Bold, brazen, that's one way to describe it. But it is dangerous, potentially deadly. Garland police shared these images of a sudden surge in copper thieves going to great heights.
These cables that are 20, 30 feet above their head, if they cut the wrong cable, they could likely die.
To steal utility lines.
And they're doing it in broad daylight in front of the public.
That's new wire up there because this intersection got hit just a couple of weeks ago. Police say it was 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night when someone parked a U-Haul trailer out here and blocked a lane of traffic. They were loading that U-Haul with the stolen copper cable from up there. They got caught after a police pursuit. Stop stealing stuff that doesn't belong to you.
This woman lives in Northwest Dallas. Her neighborhood's been hit.
The thieves are back.
Multiple times. It's happened in Fort Worth, Arlington. This video came from a man who lives in southern Dallas's Redbird neighborhood. That's another suspect posing as a worker. Each crime leaves customers without internet and costs providers thousands of dollars.
No, this is not one huge organized crime syndicate. This is individual people committing these types of crimes, and they're doing it right in front of us.
Police say they don't know what started the spike. They do know it needs to stop.
Is that crazy? Good old Garland, Texas, just outside of Dallas, Fort Worth area. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, in southern Dallas. Well, southern Dallas is its own little world anyhow. If you're not from Dallas, you wouldn't know. But in any regard, hey, there you go. Dude, You wonder why your cable went out, and you go out to take a look, and it's because it ain't there anymore. But I've seen people strip the siding right off the side of homes that are unoccupied and take it down to the recycle center and get some money. People do what people do. Just keep your eye out on things. I think we talked about that right at the start of the show, didn't we? Keep an eye out on your property. Keep an eye out on yourself. Keep an eye out on your Social Security at number 2. Again, get yourself Credit Karma, something like that you can download for free that'll at least give you an idea if anything's going on. Otherwise, hey, we covered just about everything on both sides of the world and around it, up and down, north and south, east and west. So, yeah, we got it covered tonight. But anyhow, hey, I want to thank you again for stopping by and spending another Wednesday with me on Tim's Tidbits. And before we get out of here, I have a little bit of entertainment for you on the way out. It's a little parody about you've heard the old joke, a horse walks into a bar. And also we have a nice little tune for you as we're going out, as sung by your number 45 president, Donnie Trump. So, hey, until next week, we are so out of here and hope you enjoy the videos. Bye.
All right, here's one. So, a horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Why the long face?"
That's hilarious.
Hey, fuck you.
Whoa! What the hell's your problem?
You're my problem, dude. That joke is offensive.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sorry that not everyone conforms to your preconceived notions of attractiveness.
It's a joke, man.
Oh, yeah? Oh, it's a joke? How about this? Why are there so few black baseball players?
Why?
Because they're always stealing bases. Ha 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 ha! Whoa! Hey, now that is offensive.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Hey, it's a joke, man.
Yeah, but it's racist.
Oh, the horse with the long face just told a racist joke, huh?
Yeah, that's different.
Oh, yeah? How's it different?
Hey, why do you have so many drinks and you haven't touched any of them?
Hello, Einstein. Hooves. No fucking thumbs. Can't pick up a glass.
Well, then why are you in a bar?
Eat shit, that's why, dickhead.
Look, I think we all got off on the wrong foot here.
Yeah, well, you got that right.
We're sorry, okay?
All right, me too.
Look, I'm Mike, and this is Harry.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Election day is drawing near. My career stands clear before me. I vilify and cheat and lie, and that is why my fans adore me. I've channeled hate, it's worked out great, because I state things in a sly way. I'm rich and strong, I'm never wrong, I do it my way. Some say my hair is weird, my face is orange, just like a carrot. Here's my retort, I packed the court with Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett. And I'm hell-bent to crush dissent in a Proud Boys should stand by way. Yes, I'm the best. Ask Kanye West, great guy, I did it my way. I hid secret docs inside my loo, defrauded students at Trump U, deluded banks to tout my worth. I lied about Obama's birth. I've issued threats, I've welched on debts. I did it my way. I love big oil, drill baby drill. This climate change crap, I don't buy it. It's all hype. I fondle girls against their will and then arranged to keep them quiet. They're not your type. I never lose because I use the Michael Flynn and Pillow Guy way. The fix is in. I'm sure to win. I'll do it my way. I favor Kim Jong-un and Putin doomed a bill to curb mass shooting. Trash Tish James, Jack Smith, and Fonnie advanced false claims with Giuliani. I've never bailed. If I'm not jailed, I'll do it my way. I pardoned all my friends. Hey, it's a play that I've perfected. I plan to use it on myself the very day that I'm elected. If you've no taste for being replaced, it's time to show the Dems the highway. I'll be your voice. You've got no choice. I'll do it my way. Migrants, they're non-human vermin. To paraphrase a famous German, commies, Marxist, rapist thugs, I will crush them all like bugs. Now is the hour, I'm taking power. I'll do it my way. What a great song. They're calling me one of the greatest singers, probably the greatest singing president since Lincoln. He would sing sometimes, probably. And by the way, I am completely untrained. This is natural. This is